watch it on work this time. Preparing the live stream. And yep, no, setting up your meeting to your YouTube live. And there we are. Done. We're live. Okay. Yep, we're live. So that's it there. Perfect. Okay, now we just need to go back to Zoom and hit done. And poof. And Colin's here. At least his recorder is. There we go. Yep, let's see. Welcome, Colin, if you're there.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
There you go.
Hi, Colin.
Hi, Jane.
Lori's here too. Well, that's Lori.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Lori.
Hi.
She goes in and out.
Yeah.
of focus.
That's fine. The camera does that. So.
Yep. I could put it between
It's
us.
fine. It's fine.
Okay.
how it is. It's okay.
Okay. Okay.
You're the star of the show anyway.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I guess I am.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Oh, there's Tim and Becky.
Yep. So I got another podcast under my belt today. So
Okay.
that was good. Out of Australia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nilu from Australia. She looks Aboriginal. So that would be interesting. And all on mental health. So it was great. It was a good one. I
Excellent.
have another one tomorrow as well. So
When
I'm
did
looking forward to that.
When does it drop, Blair? So was it live?
No, this one will not drop until
January
Yeah.
20th.
the fourth week of January. Whoopsie. I did not kick out.
Shane and Christy are traveling right now, but they will be listening in as soon as I can get them the link.
Awesome.
And when they have signal.
So both Shane and Christy. Okay.
Yeah, they're in the same car.
Right.
Hey, Brent, good to see you. Colin, Tim, Becky.
Good evening.
Hey,
Patty.
Jackie, you're in there somewhere.
Yeah, she's running around in the background as she was
Okay.
done. We were chatting. And so
All right.
she's there. Whoa, shit. I didn't mean to do this. No, I don't want Charles. Stuff keeps on coming in. No. Remove. There we go. Oh, there's Shane. He's on his way in now. That's good. Hey, Shane.
Oh.
Glad you could see you made it basically on time.
Hi, Shane.
Yes, hello. We're traveling home from a cow buying expedition, so we'll be listening, but we'll be camera off, mic off.
Right. Okay.
Already.
Uh, okay. Well, it's a few minutes after 7. So we've got the core crew here and a few more people coming on. And hi, Patty. Glad to see
Hey.
you here.
Hi, Patty.
Colin, Brent. And since Brent's here and Shane's here, I guess we can get started. That's it. So, and Jackie was on early. And by the way, Timothy is joining with Jackie because his phone died. So just so you know. So
Okay.
Tim's on as well. Okay. So that's basically it for right now. Okay. And
Okay. Well,
yeah,
welcome.
go for it.
We good, Blair?
Yeah, no, I'm just making you guys co-hosts as well. So
Okay.
if I don't see him, then coming in, you guys can let him in too.
Okay, sounds great.
Okay, go for it.
All right, welcome everybody to the 315th episode of the Blair Dunkley Experience, where we discuss mind models. Mind models are a collection of extensively tested thought frameworks, skills, and behaviors that enable people to transform their lives intentionally. They have been tested and proven to be 80% effective when applied consistently versus mindset, which is only 1% effective. Your host for this evening is Blair Dunkley, creator of Mind Models. The BDE is Blair's gift to you. We are Tim and Becky Graff, your co-hosts and certified mind model method coaches, along with the amazing Patty McClurg. Mind models have helped Becky and I in a lot of areas of our life, not only in business, but personally, resolving an 8-year issue in our marriage within a couple hours, to the navigation of grief and PTSD that came from the tragic accident in 2020 where we lost both of our daughters. Mind models have allowed us to be more effective and increase our capacities and speed of recovery without traditional counseling. So whether you're brand new or whether you've been with us for a little while, we want to say welcome. Also, if you're joining us on Facebook later on the replay, or if you're on YouTube, we would appreciate it if you would comment during the meeting. As you have thoughts, ideas come up, please drop them in the comments, and like, follow, and subscribe.
Yep.
We're ready to go.
All right. Okay, you guys. So as Tim mentioned, this is episode 315. And last week, if you remember, if you were with us, we were practicing, or we were talking about feedback, and it was requested that we spend some time practicing giving and receiving feedback. So we're going to get into that today. So first thing I want to ask is for every single person who's on the call to think about one thing that you would give me feedback on. And then I'm going to select one or two of you to do so. And so think about that for a second. And I will go ahead and put in the chat the feedback formula. So we are going to be practicing, my goodness, tongue-tied, practicing this, if I can say my words today, in the bounds of the feedback formula. Okay, so if you're new and you haven't been with this is different, significantly different than what you may have experienced previously in your interpretation of what feedback is. So we want to make sure that we follow a very specific formula for this, so that it is used as intended, which is not just to give information to somebody, but to really invest in them. Okay, so the formula, I'll just verbally speak it for those of you who are not here on the Zoom, is I feel, then there's a blank, and that blank is filled with a feeling word. When you do, blank, and that blank is filled in with behavior. It's a specific behavioral experience that you've experienced with the person with whom you are giving feedback. Okay, so we're going to get right into it and get into practicing. So who am I going to pick on? Jane, would you be willing to give me feedback?
Sure, sure.
Oh, sorry. So I said Jane, but Shane, if you would love to, if that's that for me. No, that's totally cool. I didn't know if you were in listening only, so this works.
Jane and Shane sound a lot alike.
Yes, we
Very,
do.
very, and
Sorry if I jumped over you there, Jane, but no. I feel a bit overwhelmed when you use such big words when you're describing a situation. But
sorry, Shane. Shane,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
cut out. Can you start from the top on that?
yes,
You cut out.
yes. I feel a bit overwhelmed when you talk or use such big words when you're describing the situation or teaching us on this call. I feel
Thank you.
informed, but sometimes I don't quite understand all of this.
Thank you, Shane. Well done. Jane, would you like to give me feedback?
By the way, I will just jump in here for a minute here. I want you guys to recognize that all we expect of you when you're receiving it is to acknowledge by saying thank you. And now, if you have questions, you can ask, like you could ask for an example if that's reasonable, if the person has one. You can also ask for clarification if you don't understand what that person is talking about. But you can only do things that allow you to accept the feedback. Now, acceptance as a mind model that I've taught before here, but just so that you guys all know here, that accepting does not mean agreeing. It just means that you've received it and that you've heard it and that you understand it basically. So that it's a basic understanding of what the person has said.
I look at it like you're almost taking a newspaper article about yourself of the other person's mind. It's just their information. You can either believe it, not, take something of it or chew on it, whatever, but it's your choice, right, Blair?
Yeah, it is your choice. But the only thing that we ask is that people do not bat the feedback back at the person. Don't put it back. Don't reject it out of hand and say, no, that's not me. That's not appropriate.
So
okay.
I'm just going to ask you, how does that look?
So all that Becky did a wonderful job and just said, thank you. And that's basically it. Like, thank you, Shane. Appreciate that. Or thank you, Shane. Thank you for sharing. Those types of things are all fine and perfect examples. Okay.
I was thinking a little earlier because I was hoping I'd have questions after my feedback. However, in the moment, is it acceptable to say, thank you very much? I'm going to let that digest. And if I have any questions later, might ask you some questions.
That's marginally okay. I prefer it.
So we can do that tonight.
That's sort of like, I remember back in the day, that is the more of the life skills version of it. I just found that what I'd like to do is just have people accept it, sit on it, and then do whatever they want to it with it later. You don't have to really say anything back to that person. Now, the reason for that is a lot of people perceive that when you when you say too much, that you're batting back the feedback. Okay, so we've got to be very cautious at not rejecting that feedback, but work at just sincerely accepting it by saying, thank you, appreciate that, or thank you for the information. That's all you really need to do.
That's very interesting you're saying about like, because I have been having these fear around this feedback. Like, do I really want to know my growing edge? And that's what I want to ask for. And I've been popping in and out of like, maybe I'll be sick, maybe I'll have a tenant issue, like not to come here. Like, seriously, like, I don't know if anybody else has had that. Like, I'm having these insecurities, and it's very interesting to say that, because have had someone
can I just point out here, Jackie, one of the things that I'd like you to try and do is, you said it very effectively, but is that like a newspaper article? Are you accepting it like information, or is that are you preparing your brain, your body, your mind, your emotions to accept it more with the heart or with the head?
Okay, well, I got a little lost on the newspaper article. I was trying to just giving an information of like, like ex- get receiving some words.
Correct.
It's that.
Okay. Did you notice that you've really changed your
Bias.
tone right now? You've really changed your tone. And now you're back into thinking about it in terms of what you said. Whereas the other version was why based, and you were loading emotions first.
Yes, because then after that, I got into like my fear of what I've been doing all
Exactly.
since we found out that we were going to do this today, and like really working through that. Okay, I'm leaving it there.
Now you flipped yourself out of the why into back into the what. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay, good job. Okay, and that is more, you just role modeled going from not knowing how to accept to flipping yourself back into a what language pattern, and just boom, you're now accepting. So well done. Very
Didn't
well
she
done.
also demonstrate what feelings versus why feelings?
Absolutely.
So she tapped back into, I think that was 2 weeks ago now, with the what emotions and why emotions.
Absolutely.
And so well done, Jackie.
Oh, thanks. Well, that wasn't intentional. It just happened. That's
There
what
you go.
happens. Things develop and sprout. And then all of a sudden you realize, because you guys just pointed it out, that you're actually somewhere else than you were before. Very
Exactly.
nice.
Good job. Okay. Back to you, Becky.
Jane, would you like to give me feedback?
Do you mind if I give you some feedback?
I would
Would you-
love some feedback. Thank
All
you.
right, this is actually going to be 2 parts, if that's okay with you. I'm inspired when you share, especially in the moment.
Time out. We're really, really trying to keep this to the feedback formula. When you said you are inspired, I am is more of an identity word as opposed to I feel. So would you give that just another shot?
I feel inspired
Thank you.
when you give
Perfect.
in the moment sharing of how you're using mind models with whatever might be happening at the moment, such as a thunderstorm in previous. At the same time, I feel disappointed that you don't do it more often, because I learn so much from you.
Thank you.
Perfect.
How was
Well done, Jane. Really
was
well
that?
done. Go ahead, Beck.
I was going to say, Jane, how was that following the formula? Well, how did you experience that?
For me, it was from the heart, and it was truly a feeling experience for me. At the same time, it was from the head because of how much, I admire mind models so much, and how I just learned so much from you, and you express yourself so well that, it just, all of that, all these feelings are happening inside. And so expressing that for me, just in the simple feedback
Right.
formula, helps me kind of get it into a concise pattern, and hopefully conveys what I'm feeling
So
and where it's coming from.
can I dive into this one too a little bit? Do you mind?
No, I don't mind at all.
Okay, great. So you, when you switched from I am, blah, 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 which Patty then gave you some information to adjust that with, and you went into I feel. Correct me if I'm wrong here. I'm going to throw some things out and just tell me if this is like completely off base or not. But it went from I am, which felt like you're just telling her where you are, into I feel. It just felt like there was some care and concern, but with the emotion, your voice settled into like more emotive, but the care and concern emotion, does that resonate with you or not?
Yes. It went from head to heart.
Right. And is it sort of a combined head heart thing, or is it just went from head and dropped to heart, or is it combined head and heart?
I think it's combined, but
Yeah.
there was definitely, so when you talk about care and concern, I can feel, when I say I feel that care and concern happen rather than me just saying what's on, what's on my mind.
Exactly. And that's the point of getting the feedback formula down. When you own your feelings, but you own them, it's your feelings, but you have to think about your feelings. So, and the whole point of giving feedback is you give feedback with care and concern. You receive it as information with the head and then let it trickle down. But the whole point here is to receive, to give information, from you give it with care and concern, more or less from the heart, but with the head involved. So that's what happens. That's the purpose. Okay.
Oh,
Timothy.
Timothy has a question.
Yeah.
So I think I'm listening to what's being said, and I find and this is not really feedback for any, but I think
Maybe you should
most
use I
important-
feel.
No, it's not feedback, he said.
no,
What are you,
Okay.
are you giving,
Okay.
are you trying to give Becky feedback
no, I'm just
or
trying,
just talk?
I just want
Just
to
share.
point to feedback, which I think is very helpful and makes it easy to digest and understand, is to be concise. Like Blair was just sharing, with the feeling, the emotion part of it, stuff like that is, or saying I am and I feel, but just to be concise in the message is, I think, easier for the person receiving feedback, especially, to digest that or to take that in and have an easier way to understand it. Maybe that's just a basic part of this, but I just feel like that's important.
It is. It really is. And what we try and do is keep it down to one behavior at a time.
Yeah.
Like maybe one or two emotions and one behavior. What we don't want to do is we don't want to stack feedbacks. We don't want to say, I feel frustrated and joyful when you are out there demonstrating all these behaviors and you're doing all this stuff, giving feedback to everybody else and talking so much. And sometimes you're really inspiring and other times you're not. That's just too bloody confusing.
Or even maybe
we don't want to do that.
Maybe just over explaining sometimes.
Yes.
Why that
exactly
came up for you as part of the feedback. I think that's where I be concise, because I think it's important. Just, I feel like this when this happens. And
no, I feel like this when this happens. No, I'm not.
We don't want to do that.
Yeah, I know he's just giving an example of the framework.
Okay.
Like.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice catch, Jackie.
Which is correct. But get rid of the like.
She's always
nice.
Excuse me, I'm giving you information.
Yeah, free
not
information.
You.
I don't have to.
We
okay
together renovating my house, so it has anyway.
Okay.
Hey, Brent, would you like to give me feedback?
Oh, look, French. Look at him.
All right. What's that, Jackie?
Oh, nothing. I was just saying you were like so cute, like kind of like the contemplation on your face. And am I really gonna say that? I don't know, whatever, but you're just so cute.
Well, I had something earlier and I forgot it. That's what I was.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
What was it? Okay. What's the feeling? What's the feeling? Do you mind if I give you feedback, Becky?
Please do.
All right. I feel admiration when you and when you describe your feelings and process compared to Tim's process and how effective that has worked for you using the mind models that you're creating your processes. So,
Thank you. How was that for you, Brent?
felt a little choppy. Yeah, or,
Can
going
I
through.
share something real quick though, Brent?
Yeah,
I felt the bank shot too.
it was what?
I felt a bank shot.
They
You were
don't know
giving
necessarily what a
I was
bank
going to
shot.
say they don't have experience with that.
Right.
Tim?
So
I would
felt
just
that
say,
too.
were you wanting to give Tim feedback simultaneously to Becky? Because you included Tim in Becky's feedback indirectly, but
Yeah, no, it was just I just wanted I know I pointed out what it was like just when she goes to her compares her process in their relationship like that. That's what I wanted to get to. So that was
okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Becky, were you clear on that?
What I got from his
Mhm.
feed was the admiration for the description of my process. That is what I received. Was that your intention, Brent?
Yes, that was my
Okay,
intent.
cool.
Okay. Thank you.
Well done.
Well done. Colin, would you like to give me feedback?
May I give you some feedback, Becky?
You may.
Becky, I feel curious when you respond to feedback with so few words.
Thank you. So I'm curious, Colin. What do you find curious about that?
I
By
guess
the
I'm
way,
out of the
just for
feedback
everybody
formula now.
here, you can actually, this level of questioning is completely acceptable when it's specific to the feedback. So Becky's looking for clarity. Okay, perfectly acceptable. So keep going, guys.
Yeah, I'm curious on what is happening as the feedback trickles down from head to heart.
Do you mind being a little bit more specific with that? When you mean what
Yeah.
happened, how specifically?
Yeah, what you're feeling and thinking in response to the feedback.
Is there a clarifying question you'd like to ask me specifically around that?
No.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Patty, would you like to give me feedback?
May I give you feedback, Becky?
You may.
I feel joy and anticipation when I see you show up on the Blair Dunkley Experience.
Thank you, Patty. Blair,
Yes,
would you like to give me feedback?
I certainly would. I've got, sorry, I'm sorting through numerous feeling words here, just trying to sort through the ones that are popping. I have, my feedback is going to be a little bit, slightly more complex than normal, because I have got contradictory feelings. So I feel delighted and a sense of feel slightly confused. And I'm going to build off what Colin said earlier by your brevity of the answer when you're receiving the feedback. So, yeah, that's where it is.
Do you mind if I ask you a clarifying question?
Please, please.
What specifically about the brevity of my response do you want to build on?
The emotional tone that you use in your response does not seem to fully align with the look on your face. So it's slightly incongruent. And I see Colin nodding in that. So that means, Colin, what does that mean to you? Does that make sense to you or what?
It does, but I didn't have the words for it, so that's why I didn't have a follow-up.
You couldn't identify it. Okay. So yeah,
Correct.
there's a slight bit of incongruency, like lack of congruency. I guess I could have said, I feel confused by your brevity, or when you are so brief in giving the feedback. So that's another way of saying the feedback very clear. But it's really that juxtaposition. I thought that was more accurate for me from I very much enjoy it, and that I still feel confused. Yeah. Are you clear?
Am I clear?
Yeah. Did that clear it up for you? Do you have a follow-up question or anything you want to ask?
No. Thank you, Blair.
Okay. You're welcome. Actually, you know what? Right here, this would be a perfect moment for you to build on that. Like you're keeping it very tight, and I feel that you've accepted it. But at this point, it might be worthwhile, just like I get to help build out your facilitator skills. This is time for you to add some more words to that, but still keep it fairly tight, but acceptance. And where I would go with that is focus on what you understand or what you understood from that information or whatever, without batting it back, but just clarifying that.
Thank you for sharing your perspective on my responses to feedback, Blair.
Okay, that was very much head and very little trickle down. If you're looking to be a role, I'm looking for you and all of the people that I'm training here. So that's going to be Patty, that's going to be Becky, Tim, and Colin to some degree here. I want you guys to step it up a notch and get it so that it's more connected head and heart. But head first, which was perfectly role modeled, but the trickle down was not, it was pretty much shut off from the heart, maybe a drop or two, not like, okay, that's like a trickle. Okay.
Okay.
So if you don't mind trying that again.
You get back there.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want me to give you the feedback again?
Yes, please.
Okay, great. So I feel a sense of, well, right now I'm feeling intrigued. So this is updating it because this is my feeling now. It's congruent and it's just in the moment. I'm feeling intrigued and delighted, but also still a bit of the incongruency. I still feel I feel a misalignment with your emotional center because I want to get head and heart combined. So when you respond with such brevity, it doesn't feel as aligned as I would I would hope to see.
Thank you for that information, Blair.
Okay. What did you do differently? Because that is better. Actually, that is still very short, but that comes across far more emotive. So,
Would you like me to
whereas
explain
before, sorry, go ahead.
would you like me to explain what I did?
Yeah, please. Because I think people, well, I'm interested. I don't care about others right now. I'm just interested. I'm curious to hear how you got there. Like, you got there fast. Like, really well done.
So for me, it was being very present with what you were saying and allowing myself to hear the words, but also feel the improvement that your feedback could do for me specifically.
Yeah. See,
So
like right now, I'm feeling excited by your behaviors of connectedness with the feedback. Like, oh my gosh, that's impressive. You feel more, for lack of a better word, genuine. And geez, there's another feeling word that I have there too, authentic. That's the other one. It feels just far more authentic, congruent, authentic. Yeah, it feels very congruent.
Blair,
So, yes.
Colin put a question in the chat.
Oh, sorry.
You said you feel a misalignment. Is a misalignment a feeling?
Actually, I feel misaligned. Yeah.
Okay. To feel misaligned.
So,
Right.
well, okay. So here's the whole thing. If I can say I feel misaligned, I feel upset, I feel whatever. But if I feel, oh, now my head's fully into feeling words. I really have a tough time jumping out of there when I do that. I feel like, I feel like you're confusing, like I feel like all of that is not
like.
That's right. It's all likes. Those are going to go into why, emotions. They're going to go into reasons, excuses, rationalizations, and justifications, and all of that. So I don't want to go into like or that, because that'll get me into stories. So when the whole test is, I feel I feel misaligned.
Okay.
If you can say that and that resonates does somebody else have a non-feeling word that they can put in there afterwards? My brain is just wrapped around feeling words right now.
I guess, Blair, my confusion there was, it sounded like you were saying I feel a misalignment in you're saying I feel a misalignment in you, Becky, not that you feel.
No, I feel misaligned
yourself.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, it's
okay.
my misalignment because I can't quite. I'm feeling like, oh, she's going down this track, and then I feel like she's going down this track, and I feel I'm jumping tracks with her. Like it's an internal shift for me.
So do we need to go down this road right now, or would we like to continue on with
Yeah, let's continue on. You're right.
Yeah.
Good catch there, Jackie. Yes, agreed.
Can I interject with one thing though?
Not unless if you're going down that road, no.
I'll be quick, but I just want to say this. I like the feedback that I'm hearing, but I feel like a lot more of it is
But
praise.
I feel, excuse me,
I feel a lot more of it is praise. That's not good.
I feel a lot more.
I prefer for myself, I prefer to have more constructive feedback. I feel like in the essence of
okay, every time you're saying I feel like, you're going to get yourself into a story. How do you actually feel? Not your projection of where you think things should go.
You're right.
It's where are you? Like that's what we're trying to stop here, is people projecting their emotions onto other people rather than owning their own stuff.
I feel like you are bossy, Blair.
Yeah, absolutely I am. But I'm actually containing it and
I'm
moving it in that direction. And that I feel like,
I mean?
Don't know how to word that.
yeah, it just puts it into a story.
Yeah. So Blair,
Words. I'll find the words.
That's one thing. Remember Craig's, Colin's, sorry, list. We had to look at that. We actually, well, it sounds weird, it sounds like we're together, but we're not. He's my neighbor. But we do a lot of things together. And we were looking at the list and we came up with other feelings as well, but
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
they can't find a feeling right now. Like, it's when you actually say, I feel, it demands a feeling. Check it out.
Mm.
Yeah. And by the way, one of the key things that we want to do here is go to our bodies and figure out where, like, if you can point.
Okay, he's got it. Blair said he's got it. He said he's got it.
Okay, great. Go for it.
I feel neglected without the opportunity to have constructive feedback, as that is the most important thing to my growth and development. Praise is really
okay. But may I jump in there, because you're like, I heard your feedback, but then you're telling the story on top of that, which is about your growth and development. Okay, but may I invite you to examine your judgment of other people's feedback, because their perceptions are really what we need to take a look at. You can accept or reject them, not in front of them, but do that, in the privacy of your own mind. You can do that.
Me. That was solely about me. That had nothing to do with feedback that anybody has given anybody, only other than the feedback that I've been given. That was completely as feedback should go, was just about.
I don't think you've been given any feedback tonight. What I heard from you,
I have in the
what
past.
I heard from you was that this feedback in general that the group is giving to one another is by and large positive, and you want things to be more constructive, which is a judgment coming out of your own projection of what you want, not what other people are getting. However, I wanted to build on that, just a moment. I wanted to build on that if you want a piece of constructive criticism, or if anybody here, Becky was allowing people to practice in a very safe, controlled way, the formula. If you would like constructive feedback, you may ask anyone here on the thing specifically for a type of feedback. For example, I might ask Blair sometime for feedback on my role as a facilitator. That would be different than just a general feedback on me as a person, or me as people are experiencing me here. So if you want, you can narrow that down and get specific on the area or the arena that you want feedback on. Go ahead, Blair.
Oh, I'm just completely agreeing with you. Does that,
or that you want to give the feedback about?
Sorry, what was that, Christy?
Oh, so sorry, Shane. You were supposed to be muted. I'm sorry.
Supposed to be muted.
Oh, sorry.
Christy just said when you're asking for specific feedback, but what if Christy wants to give specific feedback that might be constructive criticism towards somebody else? Is that okay to ask for?
Absolutely, it is.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You can also, within that frame, Christy, you can ask permission. For example, you could say to someone, I've observed some things. May I give you feedback on such and such an area? If they're in a place to hear it, they'll give you that permission. If they're not in a place to hear it, they'll say, could you hold that for a little bit? I'm not in a space to really listen to that right now. And then you just take it and pin it and you do it later. So there's room for communication within this formula. It doesn't limit you as much as it puts like bumpers on the process, so that you're still moving down the communication pathway. But there are guidelines that allow for you to be honest and authentic, owning your own things, and being able to share in a way that is I don't want to use the word safe. What word am I looking for? In a way that is more effective for the listener.
Okay, can we start moving it is there anybody who would like to volunteer to receive feedback and or even ask for feedback from certain people if you wish? So we want to make this as both safe as possible, you know, for people. But
I can go.
Okay.
Very nervous, but hopefully I'll respond. But however, if I get into my why, I may not do too well.
But no, we're all here to support, okay, as best we can. Okay, so
yeah, I want to try and rearrange my position because leaning forward like that doesn't feel that comfortable to receive stuff. Okay. All
okay.
right.
So
and
now, first things first. What feedback? Like you're in control of your feedback. Okay, so what would you like feedback on?
well, I would like a feedback sandwich, please. And
On?
oh gosh, I really need to get specific here, don't I? On how you perceive me as a woman.
To whom are you directing your question?
To everybody, like a woman, man, an it, a you, or a whatever these things are these days. I'm sorry, that probably sounds very rude, but I don't know what to do in these social situations. Anyway, from anybody.
Okay. Do you have anybody in particular you'd like to receive feedback from?
No.
Okay.
But I'm from anybody.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Now I feel confused on the topic you want feedback on how you are perceived as a woman.
Yes.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, please.
I'll take a shot at it.
Go for it.
Wait,
I'll take a shot at it.
Let's do it.
Okay. Because I don't have a lot of practice with the feedback sandwich. So
just give me feedback.
This will be practice for me as well as for you, Jackie. So
don't just please.
Okay.
Feedback formula, honey.
I feel grounded in your presence as a woman who is capable of expressing herself and advocating for herself. I feel concerned when you undervalue how effective you are in social situations.
Is it appropriate to ask for a specific behavior here?
I hear, and again, tell me if I've got this, if I'm on or off here, but I hear a measure of anxiety when you speak of yourself as a woman and in social situations. I hear a measure of uncertainty as to your ability to navigate those things.
Mm-hmm.
When I perceive you as having more skills than the average bear, if you will, average woman, whatever, I feel you have strong, effective skills. And I'm concerned perhaps you aren't, I feel concerned that perhaps you might not be naming and labeling this issue for yourself accurately.
Mhm.
That perhaps your feelings.
Okay, time out.
Okay, go ahead.
You're going
All right,
into a
we'll just stop.
perhaps, which is
That's a
now
perhaps is a story, right? Got it.
right, and it's going to require conclusion, conjecture, and judgment.
Okay. So,
Okay.
Jackie, did that work for you?
Fantastic. Thank you.
How
Yep.
do you feel?
Yeah, I can yeah, I feel really emotional. I can feel like tears welling up in my eyes. But what I want to do, like it feels, even though they're held here, they haven't gone down to my heart yet. And I think that's where I have a little block. There's like this block there that allows this femininity to flow down.
Okay.
I just realized I'm giving feedback on my feedback, so I should shut up now. Thank you.
Okay. A little bit, but it's also okay. Like that is sounded to me a little bit like you're trying to open up and let it drip down a little bit more.
I am. I really am. Yeah. Because
Okay.
it can, like there's like this level.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I got it.
Oh. Anyway.
And try moving your hands down a little lower.
Okay,
Like
I'll do that right now. Let me see.
Hi.
Wow.
What did you what? Sorry.
It goes in when I allow myself to have more space.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Come on, world.
Yep.
No, seriously, like I'm seriously have tears in my eyes.
I know. I saw that. That's how come I wanted you to say something because and do that. That is
like the build up and then like
yep.
Wow, like isn't that amazing? Like when we think about like what this is due, like we're thinking way too ahead in the future. Or
Yep.
like, if we want to bring ourselves into the here and now, it's like now or like in the past, like our hand movement.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Holy
Oh yeah.
shit, that is so effective.
Yep. It is. It's part of neuroscience too, is where we're connecting and where you draw that line. I've just found if I can get somebody to sort of lower that down and not pushing it down, lower it down, so that now becomes the part that's available to you. Okay? Just one of those things that just happens.
Thing. Fucking amazing. And no, I'm not trying to judge all of that stuff, but I just really want to mention that if anybody hasn't tried that, like honestly,
it's okay. No, that's fine. It actually own it as yours, okay? Because you are the person that made that hand movement, and your brain was wired, and you were telling me where your brain was at that moment. That's how come. That's what causes that emotional release. You were prepared for that at that moment. It probably won't matter to anybody else who tries that unless they are in a very, very similar space as you. And if that does, then it'll work. But, that's the whole thing. So let's not put it out there for other people to try. You can, but don't expect the same results at all. Not even close. Okay?
Shane looks like he wants to have a chat.
Okay.
Shane or Christy?
It's Shane. Jackie, would you be open to having me share some feedback with you?
Absolutely. Is it possible to see your face, or are you not able?
I can try.
Okay.
I'm being the best passenger princess I can be while Christy's driving.
Just
so
guys, be safe.
Yeah.
He's driving, you said?
Christy's driving. I'm the pastor princess.
Okay.
So, Jackie, I feel that your aura, that your
Hold it. Time out. I feel your. Yeah, you need a feeling word there, Shane. I feel feeling word.
I feel. I feel your. No, I can't. I got. How do I feel enlightened. I feel inspired by your aura and your personality. I'm a little concerned that you feel that the world won't accept you for who you are. But I want you to know that you're loved as you are. And I think I cut out.
No, you were fine. I heard everything.
I did too.
Okay.
Hey, thanks very much. And please be safe driving home, you guys. Thanks, Shane.
Okay. Okay.
Anybody else want to give Jackie feedback or want to request feedback for yourself? We've got about 5 or 10 more minutes. Anybody want to give feedback to anybody?
Okay. Elise.
Lise,
Or
yes.
Elise.
I just have a question, and it's just putting it out there, because asking for feedback from anybody is like being a target to receive anything that may come out of, whatever people's perception might be of you. And it's, I know for me, sometimes I have self-doubts, and it's just to go within and do a little bit of introspection and just ground myself. And maybe there's something that happened that put me off balance. So just want to say that I am not going to be asking for feedback from a general audience, because I don't know what page these people are at, or if we have the common definition of what we're talking about.
Before you came on, we dealt with the issues that you're talking about right now. So
Okay.
we gave people options.
Okay.
It's not like then you came on in the midst of it, and Jackie wanted to throw it open, but she wasn't encouraged to. So it was to ask for specific feedback from a specific person if they wish. And Jackie chose to open it up. And that was what happened.
Yeah, and it's because it's specifically what's happening in my life is around my femininity and how I may appear. So it's very important for me just to kind of like get a general like touch base, like when you see me here or whatever. Anyway, and honestly,
okay, but okay, 2 seconds. I just want to, Elise, does that make sense to you now?
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you. Because I concur that everybody here needs to have a safe place. And had that been wide open for everybody all the time, and that's what I said, I don't think that would be appropriate of me, and that's not even anywhere close to safe. But as Jackie just, reported back in on, that's what she chose to do, and that's.
I mean, I could have said, "How do you see me as a business person?"
Yeah.
I want to talk about my femininity. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Good enough.
Hey,
okay. Timothy.
Now?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I wanted to know if I could actually do this in a different way than what I've seen here now. Can I give Patty and Blair some feedback simultaneously?
It's best to do one at a time, or if it's the exact same. Sorry?
It's the exact same.
Wow.
Great. Go for it.
Okay. So I have to look at my notes because, yes, but I feel humbled. I'll start with that. Yeah. Feel humbled when I misunderstand the models that I'm starting to learn. That the second part of this feedback would be that I'm very grateful to be in this group and being challenged and learning this aspect and model for feedback, because it's I feel like it's very helpful. And thank you. I'm very grateful.
Thank you. It's much appreciated, Timothy.
Okay. So anybody else want to request feedback from someone specifically or give feedback to someone specifically?
I actually do. I actually do.
Okay, Jackie.
Actually, Becky, may I give you some feedback?
Yes, darling.
Oh my God. You have got these things nailed. I am so impressed.
Hi.
Got the feel.
Okay,
Is that the
feel.
feedback formula?
Is that feedback?
I'm there.
No,
Can
you
I
gotta
like
No.
little?
You got to start with that.
Oh, I feel. How do you say in awe? Like that you just
In awe. I
In-
feel in
Or
awe.
you could say, I feel awestruck.
awe?
Just
Is
say
that
awe.
like
I feel-
I
like?
feel awestruck.
Yes.
I feel in awe of.
I feel in awe. I have a bit of a concern.
You
When
have a concern. I'm
Pardon?
sorry, Jackie, we're just really trying to nail the feedback formula. So you have a concern, you feel concerned.
Have an eeny peeny concern? No. I have a concern.
You feel concerned?
Oh, yes. Okay. All right. Oh, my God. Okay. I feel concerned when I see you naming, labeling, enabling, and labeling, enabling, and labeling, and all of that. I wonder, I'm curious, does that actually get to melt down? It's like, okay, sorry. Does it melt down?
Okay, this isn't feedback. This is just a query.
Okay.
So none of this is actual feedback. Okay.
Because I didn't express it in the feedback.
No, it's not feedback. It's great stuff. It's just not feedback.
So how might
You're just asking a clarifying question, basically, is the long and the short of it.
Well, isn't that what feedback's all about too? Like,
No, it's not. I'm sorry, it's not. It's about giving specific emotions to a specific behavior so people can get the emotional impact from the behavior that they've done, not what you've done or what you don't understand. That is totally other things that we can deal with. But in terms of feedback, that ain't it. Sorry.
Okay. Becky, I apologize.
No, I don't think that there's any apology necessary, but from the direction that you're trying to go here, Jackie, this does not really easily. I'm trying to put my brain into how to help you restructure it into feedback. But
Yeah.
this is you're querying somebody else to find out how they are doing things in their life. That's fine. That is totally fine.
Because
it's just not feedback.
Curious, like within the feedback, I'm curious, and I understand. Like, yes, we're doing the feedback formula. However, oh no, you don't like that word. With Becky, I guess I feel a connection. And anyway, you know what? Let's stop, because like obviously I'm going on in the wrong direction. I just know how Becky is right now. Are you okay right now, Becky?
I am, Jackie. Thank you for checking in with me.
Oh, gosh, I need to give you feedback on that, but I won't.
Go ahead, but keep it to feedback.
Becky,
You feel what?
I feel I don't even know what that word is. And it's not slighted. It's not slighted or put off, but it's somewhere in that arena.
Misled?
No,
Dismissed?
oh, a little bit dismissed, but not like a big dismiss, like a little like, I'm okay.
Sloughed off.
Sloughed off. Oh, is that a word?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I feel sloughed off
When you
have such a straight face positioned perfectly in the camera and allow me to be okay.
Okay, they allow me to be okay. I don't know how that fits in.
And I'm working on that. And actually, a little bit dismissed.
Okay.
And it's not dismissed. It's almost dismissed on like an intellectual level, not a feeling level. However, I feel impacted in my feelings. I know that's like not even going to work within the thing, but like we're just
No, that's close. Like Jackie, that does sort of work. You feel impacted by what behavior? You got to get to the behavior.
a straight face.
Perfect. Just leave it there and it's done. Like,
more,
frankly,
there's more. And there's a certain lean.
Yeah, but you know what, Jackie? If you're giving more, you got to get it specific. Just because you want to say it 10 different ways doesn't mean that it's more effective.
Becky, may I ask you a question?
Yes, Jackie.
Becky, might you just say yes, Jackie, in a much more friendly way because it feels very stern. Oh God. Yeah.
Sorry. Can you say again?
It's all. Oh God. How do I say this? Feels stern.
Jackie, may I ask you a question?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank God.
Do you perceive that my tone is abrupt?
No. A good question. I perceive, if we're going to get into perceive, that your tone is just like teacher, like
Flat.
Flat,
like consistent.
No, it's just like there's no inflection. It's
monotone.
Monotone. Okay. Yeah, we'll go with monotone. Thank you, Blair.
Jacqueline, can I give you some feedback?
No, not right now.
Jackie,
Mm-hmm.
do you perceive that my tone is that way all the time or simply when communicating with you?
Most of the time.
Okay.
In general chit chat conversation.
Okay, hold it, Jackie. 2 seconds here.
Mhm.
Has she accepted the information that you just gave her?
I don't think so.
Okay, then I'm going to, Jackie, I feel very concerned because you're operating from an internal state right now on your judgment of where, because I can't see it behaviorally, what you're talking about in terms of her not accepting. I saw acceptance. I saw head nodding. I saw tonal acceptance of what it is. And your focus here is like to drive a point home. And that's not safe for the other person. That's you taking liberties here. And I don't let that happen on this, what we're doing here. That's going very close to out of bounds for me, Jackie.
Okay, of course. Okay, Becky, hey, listen.
Okay, you know what, Jackie? I feel very concerned by the amount of time you're taking and keeping it focused on you. I would like you to consider where other people are on the BDE and invite others in, as opposed to having it focused so much on you.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you. Okay. How are you with that?
Are you asking me?
Yes. How are you with that, Jackie?
Perfectly fine.
Okay.
Oh, fine is not a word. Oh, yeah, I'm very okay with that.
Freaked out. What is it? Freaked out, insecure, neurotic,
Erotic and emotional.
and emotional. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, it's the
Right.
same.
Okay. Good. Okay,
So
because I'd like to move along here because we're really
I was going to
pushing
say,
it.
I'd like to transition us into wrap up if nobody has any problem with that. Anybody have any last minute anythings before we do that? Okay. Let's see. Jane, would you like to start off the wrap up?
Well, thank you. I was trying to write down some notes here real quick, but yes, I'm going to give tonight an 8. I feel conflicted when there's so much to learn and gain, and it there's both.
What's one thing that you got out of tonight? What's one take home that you got out of tonight's BDE?
It's hard to find a feeling word.
Yes.
It's hard. But I feel love and concern for Jackie. She is near and dear to my heart. She's so sweet, and
Mhm.
I love hearing from her.
Okay, thank
I
you.
got, but yeah, I'm still practicing on getting my feeling words, but I'm seeing, many things. I love Becky's patience and grace.
Mhm.
No, is that I feel
I'm
admiration.
going to transition you, Jane, that we're
it.
doing wrap up now
Yeah.
and
Anyway, I'll
bringing
give it an 8.
closure to feedback. So really want to validate and appreciate the feelings and things that you're sharing. Just need to keep this specific to wrap up tonight.
Okay.
At this,
Are we going to do this some more next week?
I don't know.
Okay.
Are you saying you would like that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Brent, what worked for you tonight? One thing.
Well, the actual practice worked, going through that and seeing how easy or difficult it is to get very specific on the behavior, staying to very specific feeling to specific behavior,
Mhm.
so that was my takeaway, the major one I took away tonight. So
What's your
yeah,
number?
I also would like to see more, like maybe next week we can go a
You'd
little
like
bit.
more practice as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What's your number for tonight?
I give it an 8 for me.
Thank you. Okay. Lise, would you like to participate in the wrap up tonight?
Yes. My apologies for
What worked for
getting
you tonight?
I just want to say that I got in late, so I missed the context. And tonight, I'm going to give it an 8. And what for me, it's more in knowing, is there a certain theme, like tonight it was on giving and receiving feedback? And are there different, within that theme, are there specific contexts or examples that we could work from in another event so that we could focus on something that would be not more general, but help to bring a conversation with the different, whether it's effective or all of that. Like for me, it's more like not about getting personal, but just putting it out there so that there's something concrete in, it could be a social event or a workplace or something that I could use and just continue to solidify the, the what has been said and just put it more into practice so that I can own
I'd
it.
like to, okay, the short answer is yes, but that's not feedback. Okay, that is about sharing perspectives and perceptions. So a person acknowledges that this is my perspective is blank, or my perception is blank of such and such, but not of a person, but generally that's of a situation. If you are dealing with a group and doing group like in business, that is a way to share points of view more globally. And then you query people about that and see if they agree, disagree, or what their perception is. But it's a different model than just feedback.
Okay, thank you.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, great.
Okay, thank you, Lise. Shane put in the chat that he and Christy give it a 9. We always get value, love the clarification on how to give and get feedback. Timothy, would you like to give us one thing that worked for you tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 9. I'm going to say some of the things that I learned tonight were care and concern, being given thought to the feedback that you're giving somebody. It stood out for me. And that wasn't by anything specific, just about the back and forth. And then just being concise. I think it's important to hear the message as few words as possible, being direct with feelings in relation to the situation. So learning a lot. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 9, and thanks everybody. I hope you all have a great night and see you next Tuesday.
Thank you, Timothy.
Thanks.
Jackie, are you there that you want to participate and wrap up something that worked for you tonight?
Yeah. What worked for me tonight was, okay, first of all, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. It felt very uncomfortable, but that's okay. That's what feedback's all about. And I'm really happy that I was able to provide you some effective and ineffective behaviors in feedback. Like, honestly, it keeps me real, and thank you very much.
The real that you bring is a great source of value to all of us, Jackie.
Agreed.
It's a little bit risky, and I'm feeling a little bit, but I'm all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we accept and value who you are.
Yeah,
Yes.
learn, right? And this is what it's all about. And process.
It is. This is a place we learn and a place we practice.
And it's
So,
safe. It's safe.
yes, it is.
I don't feel that I'm going to be rejected. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Oh my God. I just did a no feedback thing. I feel accepted.
I'm glad you feel accepted.
Well done.
Let's see. Colin, what worked for you tonight?
The back and forth between Blair and Becky was very instructive to me, especially the moment when Becky did the, okay, there was like a transition there. I kind of want to go back and rewatch that. It's puzzle through what happened, but that was effective for me. I'll give it a 9.2.
Thank you. Tim, what worked for you tonight?
So I really enjoyed what worked for me tonight was watching Blair facilitate the group. That really worked for me. It was really neat to see how he navigated the group. So thank you, Blair. And also Jackie for just being open and willing to lean in and take whatever comes, and you take it with such grace, and I appreciate you leaning in. So Blair and Jackie really worked for me tonight, so, and it was a 9 for me. Thank you.
Thank
Hey,
you, Tim.
Jackie, did you hear that? Yes, just thumbs up. Did you hear it? Yes. Okay. There we go. Thank you.
Okay, Becky, what worked for you tonight?
Jackie works for me tonight. I appreciated the level of investment, Jackie, that you give in this group, and I appreciated Blair in helping on two folds. One, illustrate the process of feedback, and also, as Tim mentioned, the facilitation from two perspectives as somebody who is a participant as well as learning that role. So 9.5. Did you give a number?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. 9.5 for me tonight. Thank you.
Okay. Blair, what worked for you tonight?
Did Brent go?
Yes, he did.
Oh, sorry. I dropped the ball on that one, obviously. Okay. Well, what worked for me tonight was pretty much everything. What worked for me was the breadth and depth that we were able to cover off. There was a lot of bandwidth here that we went through, like a lot of wide range of stuff. What works, what doesn't work, how to deal with positive feedback, how to deal with constructive feedback, yada yada yada, all of those things in great detail. No, but it went pretty deep on some of those areas here tonight, and I really respect and appreciate. I feel a ton of appreciation for Jackie, for your ability to accept and know that this is a safe place. I just our pre-existing relationship enables me to be able to deal with that and go like, wow, I've known you for like a few decades now. I hate to say that, but it's true. I didn't say how many, but it's a lot more. Okay, I know, but there's a lot of safety there. Sorry, a lot of safety that I perceived I could manage. So I'd give tonight a definite 9 out of 10. So well done, guys.
I must say, Blair, you're great. However, the group does create safety.
Yeah, it does.
Like, you know, like you could be there and be the safe person, but like I'm not going to feel safe if I don't feel safe with these other people to like blurt out stuff.
Yeah, I got it. I get it.
Or whatever. So
yeah,
thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. Well done. Yeah.
Okay. Well, my feedback, what worked for me tonight was the clarity Blair brought to the various interactions in defining this was this, this was this, this is this, not that. And a lot of that clarity that was brought into the discussions, I found that to be of great value. For me, it was a 9 tonight. Let's see. Becky, would you like to take us out tonight?
Yes. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for tonight's episode. Just a reminder, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Mountain, 9 p.m. Eastern, we get together and spend some time learning mind models and how they can apply to our lives. And to that point, if mind models have touched your life, we'd love to hear from you. So please send an email to Blair at rewiringthemind.com. share a written testimonial or a 2-minute video on how mind models have touched your life. And again, if you're joining us on YouTube, please make sure that you comment, like, and subscribe, and also on Facebook, so that we can share this message with those people who could use it in their life. And with that, we will see you next week. Take care, everyone. We'll
Good night,
see you.
everyone.
Thank you.